Wow, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, guys. It's because someone said that song's your ritual, so I just assumed that you could hear me. But yeah, I just said it's like it's a bit of a niche, but it's like it is by far the best song over an hour, no copyright. Morning Jacob, morning Riz, Cam, Jed, Ash, Pyro, Nick, what you saying? Wassim, what you saying? Jacob, Mehmet, Louis Dot, what you saying? Let's get this announcement in. It is a Friday, so obviously a slightly slower day in the markets. We're grinding subs, boys. Nearly 2k subs on the channel. Let's fucking go. YouTube vid coming out today as well. I was gonna do 2 this week, but I wanted to make sure it was a good one, so I've only done 1. About internal, external, pretty much about your higher time frames, basically. Internal, external, how to read bias. So I wanted to make sure it was a banger. So we've only got 1 vid coming out today, but it's coming out now. Not now, I mean, in the afternoon. Yeah, let me know what we're looking at, boys. Let me know what pairs we're looking at. Let me move this a bit, because I can't fucking see my screen properly. Took an L on EG. Unlucky, bro. What was you going for? A short off the DTO or something? So far, so good, man. So far, so good. With what we wanted yesterday. As you can see. Done pretty much that so far. Trying to continue up higher. So yeah, I would have only been long in EG. I mean, if you went Asia liquidity grab short, fair play. But for me, it just don't fit the higher time frame bias. Got this big bit of imbalance here. I want to see this get filled. Am I really that quiet? Yeah, no, my mic is in and it was just unplugged. It just weren't on at the start. Like I said, boys, I got my PC and mic coming on Monday, so we'll all be good, man. Nah, I just think he was muted good now, yeah. Morning Dark, respect, bro. What you saying, Elliot? Respect, bro. EU took an EU long. EU took an EU trade Asia high. It did, but can you give me your thoughts on it? Mate, what do you mean, bro? You taking a short, you mean, at the Asia high? Oh, long to Asia high. Oh yeah, nice. I mean, it would have been nicer if we took the low, but yeah. I can see why you longed it for sure. I mean, oh shit, we did take the low. There's one of them ones, for me, the thing said we didn't. You know when it says it says this bang on, and then you check in a minute and it says this fucking lower. But yeah, nice. I didn't actually see that happen. On the broker I was looking at, it didn't take it, but yeah, nice. I'm not gonna lie, boys, Asia liquidity has been fucking insane this last month. fucking insane. Yeah, let me know what we're looking at, man. Small amount of viewers on today, but I was sort of expecting it to. I mean, I did jump on a bit late. Did jump on a little bit late. And it is a Friday, so. Views on GU. Wait, let me read these chats. What are you saying? Dark. Took an L on EG. Unlucky VGOC. Let us know in the group when that vid is landing. Yeah, I'll send an announcement, bro. UJ Short. Everyone's saying UJ in the chat. Okay, it does look nice. Let's do some higher time frame before we jump in. Let's just get rid of absolutely everything on UJ. Let's get rid of absolutely everything. So, I mean, we are reaching a crucial point. This order block here. If we look at the weekly. I mean, we're literally just rejecting off of this level here. Pushing up to this. So yeah, really what we should see is a push up a bit more and then a big sell off. But to be fair, I'm not too bothered about this higher time frame because it's not the clearest, I'll be honest, it isn't the clearest. What we do have though is this imbalance that was filled. Well, actually, this imbalance is like broken, but yeah. Yeah, the imbalance is like broken, but took this low, took this high. So yeah, we're really just trading within this candle's range, to be fair. That's all we're really doing. We're just trading within this range. So in order to, we're either going to go long or take out this high and then go short. Don't know about shorts right from here because we haven't taken anything really to the upside. I mean, we've taken this candle, but as I said, we've already taken the low as well. So now we're just back in this range. Who's short in morning? Does EG react nicely off the DTO most time compared to EU and GU? Yeah, bro, it does. It relies on the DTO a lot, EG. Did you catch the EU trade? Nah, not today, bro. Not today, bro. Trading today is forcing it, to be fair. Yeah, I never really trade Fridays, I'll be honest, boys. Yeah, everyone's saying UJ though. UJ does look nice. Risky one, innit? Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. Look, I took an EU long. Yeah, no, it was a nice one, bro. I said it was a nice one. It was a nice long. Does EG react nicely on the DTO most? Oh, yeah. No, not that quiet. Sweet UJ. Risky one, innit? Yeah. I mean, it was just a bit early and it's a Friday. That's the main reason. I would have taken it, but it's a Friday, so I typically don't trade Fridays, so I'm not going to force it. Everything we're looking at, we've just really mitigated already. I hesitated, didn't take it, but I posted it in chart check. Fair play, bro. How come you didn't take it in the end? Pre-London chat, the buyers defo said to be bearish, lol. What pair's that, bro? If you hesitated, then it probably wasn't the best for you. Yeah, what pair was we bearish on in the pre-London? I wasn't in there today. I was doing something this morning. Double you for your mentality though, Mood. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, trust. Ready for next week fairs, bro. Same. UJ. Totally Mungo. Bear confused. Wait, what do you mean, bro? This strategy doesn't show up much, but when it does, yeah, trust. Do you pass funded accounts? If so, how much do you charge? Normally charge $360 to pass funded accounts, boys. $360. But yeah, yesterday I was doing a discount. I was doing a discount on the thing. Can you say what time your Asia session is? It's 1 a.m. to 6. 1 a.m. to 7 p.m. 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. AUG. I use bearish on all three in the pre-London. Yeah, I mean, me personally, wasn't really bearish on it. I can see why you would want to be a bit bearish, but yeah, not for me. We'll turn on the DTO, show you where that is. You just don't want to rely on the DTO too much, boys. I'll be honest. Yeah, the DTO continuation is good. They're difficult. They're really difficult to catch on GU and EU. I'll be real. They're very difficult to catch. EG, you can catch DTO moves pretty nicely, but EU, GU is bare hard. Pre-London bias was sells on EU, GU, and EG. Fairs. I mean, yeah, I'm not really sure why. Let me know what your biases were in there. As I said, I wasn't in there today, so. And we can tell from this that it's not really a distribution. This is kind of obvious it's a manipulation. You can tell because there's not really any fair value gaps within that. If you go on the 15-minute, even that, there's a little one, but there's not normally. You see, like here, for example, there's a clear distribution. That shows that this is a clear move down. So this is why you'd actually be looking for it to continue bearish. There's a clear move down. This is like clear, so then it's retracement and then move. And then, so that was yesterday. And compare that to this one where we got the reversal. You can see again, it wasn't a clean move like this one was a clean move down, right? This one was, again, does this look like a real distribution or does it look like a manipulation leg? To me, it looks more like a manipulation leg. If you look, there's not really any fair value gaps forming. If anything, there's fair value gaps to the downside that are forming. But yeah, just kind of up, down. Looks more like a manipulation and then you get the move. Versus, as I said, this one, where you're just clearly got a move and then a retracement. So here, if you had to pick out of the two, which one does this day most resemble? Out of these two, I would say it resembles this one. Because you can see, again, there's not really much fair value gaps. It's not like this where we've got a clean, big distribution leg. We've got those three candles, nice and obvious. It's kind of up and then down slowly. Back to where we started, so it's not really something you'd want to see continued, if you know what I mean. It's more of a move you'd want to see manipulated. This is something you'd want to see continued because of, obviously, this is a distribution. This isn't a distribution, so you'd want to see it reversed. Alright, you see the difference? Let me know if you see the difference, chat. Yeah, London time, bro. Statics. Gold, what are you looking at on gold, bro? Let's go back to UJ first. Yeah, as we said on UJ, we're really just trading in between the prior, not the prior day, Wednesday's range, really. Yesterday just accumulated. You can see nothing really. If we hide indicators. So yesterday was really just an accumulation. And even today we're part of that accumulation now. One thing we can realise is that if we look at the range of this, which is what we're currently stuck in right now, you can see we're accumulating in the premium. When we accumulate in the premium, we normally move down to the discount, and vice versa. This shows accumulation of orders at a premium price point, and then in order to sell. You got to remember, like, selling just means you're buying to sell at a later date, pretty much. Makes sense. I think Maze was bearish. Can you see it? Yeah, Maze trades DTO strat a lot more than me. I rarely trade the DTO strat unless it's EG, where Maze trades it a bit more on EU. And yeah, that should show you, to be fair, boys, that have confidence in yourself, man. As I said, me and Mace have both been trading for about 5 years. We've both made lots and lots of money off trading, and one of us can be long, one of us can be short. Do you know what I mean? It's not, doesn't mean that, well, obviously one of us is wrong, but it doesn't mean that one of us is like very wrong. It's just different biases. And yeah, check the text that someone put in the trading floor yesterday, because it was better. Let me actually read it out, because this is actually sick. I think it was Tommy. But it was bare true though. It's just about oh no, it was Toby. Alright, so this is the analogy, right? So it says, show you. This is why you got to get in the mentorship, boys. Spitting game in there. You are the casino. Here's exactly what that means. Your trading account is the casino. Your strategy is the game with a built-in edge. Each trade is like a spin of the roulette wheel. Your role is not the gambler hoping to win each bet. Your role is to run the game consistently, place every valid trade setup. Trust the maths of your edge. Losses are just payouts to winners. Part of the business. Avoid interfering. The casino doesn't stop a roulette spin midway because it fears losing. Likewise, you don't interfere with trades midway unless it's part of your predefined plan. Think like a casino owner. This trade lost, fine, next. This trade won, great, next. My job is to place trades consistently so my edge plays out over time. The fact that we swept this high does look significant to me. It's kind of annoying that we're... To be fair, this might be a live execution job. It's annoying that it's a Friday, but yeah. This one might be a live execution one. Bear in mind that we are accumulating, so... Yeah, live execution might be the move for this one, boys. If not, then... into that discount. It's a lot more risky aiming for the discount though, because as we said, when we aim for the Asia low, we know it doesn't really matter what our higher time frame bias is. So yeah, that's what I'll be going for. That's what I'll be going for. Mungo, you've been selling off since the beginning of the month. Only yesterday it came into daily FVG, where price might begin to move higher, but intraday price has been bearish, especially on the 4 hour. Yeah, man, WBS, you've been listening to what I've been saying, bro. Been listening to what I've been saying. We've been bearish this whole time. What did we say? What have we said this whole time, boys, in these lives? What did we say? When people was longing up here, what did we say? When people was getting into buys in all these candles here, what did we say? No. Wait till we're in the discount. Alright? Wait till we're in the discount. What's our discount POI? I've been telling you guys for weeks now. Our discount POI, I've been telling you on live for weeks, is this. I'll probably say this every day. It's been this daily fair value gap. Now we've came into it, tapped it once, then took the liquidity below that candle, and now starting to move up. So yeah, EU's looking really nice, I'll be honest. EU's looking really nice for buyers. You look at the CRT as well, you can see, I didn't actually notice that this morning. We've got the CRT, this big candle. This is what you want as well, boys. It's a big candle. This big candle, you can see we took the low and then started to move up. So, okay, I don't really understand that candle, but... Wait, what? Right, no, yeah, I see. No, it makes sense, makes sense. So yeah, we took the liquidity yesterday, and then this day seems like it's distributing. So this could be a nice turning point in the dollar. Hopefully you can see that CRT. GU buys up to Asia highs were pretty clean. Still in it until that high is taken, but pulled back into the 50% of Asia range and opened and graced good 1 minute structure to take entry was found on. Fair play. Yeah, nice. You did manage to get in longs. Fair play. Sound getting in and out. Makes sense. I think Mace was bearish. Can you see GU coming back to DTO? As we said, man, I'm really looking at this CRT move. So, no, not particularly. I mean, let's have a look if there's any imbalance there. It's more likely we come back to it. To be fair, that's a fucking nice sweep of the high. It's a nice sweep of the high, that. Yeah, not really, bro. I think... No, I can't really see GU coming back that far. They're the moves I'll be looking for. I mean, GU's struggling a bit more. Sorry, that was EG. EG, fucking hell, EG and EU look very similar. Boys, you got to help me remember that Mason Lua are essentially two different minds. Is there a share strategy but have different outlooks sometimes? Ultimately, you trade what you want to see. You want to trade what you see, yeah. Exactly. You only get that level of trust if you backtest and forward test long enough, yeah. If you want safer low-hanging fruit TP on UJ, you can aim above the hourly FVG set above the 50% of range. Hourly FVG. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the RR is going to be good enough. Yeah, it's just going to be slightly under 1R. Sorry, slightly under 2R, which for me is not really good enough. I potentially would go off 50% of it. You wanted that, but then you got to think you're catching 50 pips for a 2-to-1. It's a bit stinky. But to be fair, trade's a trade at the end of the day. If you trade Fridays, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. Are you waiting for this to retrace? Yeah, bro. If you want to be even more safe, just don't trade today. Yeah, exactly. GJ cells, I think GJ cells are valid. Let's have a look. Where did you learn CRT? It's something I've only started looking at. Gonna spend the weekend back testing it and see if I can... Yeah, I've got a 5 video part series on CRT within the mentorship. It's just an additional part. It's within the 2025 mentorship. I'll show you here. So yeah, we got a load of additional videos on the mentorship. These are like high level videos that obviously if you're a beginner. So we got our core content, which is about 30 videos of just like teaching you essentially how to see the market I do, how to trade essentially. But then the more advanced stuff is on the Discord. I'll show you the videos. So yeah, we got this. You can see we got, these are all the CRT vids on the Discord. Another one there. So if you want a 6-part video series of me talking about the Daily True Open, getting the mentorship, boys. Again, that is literally just a little tiny additional extra within the mentorship. A tiny additional extra within everything that we already do. Bear in mind our mentorship's $49 a month, boys. It's an absolute bargain. Rejection off the DTO looks like longs to me. Let's have a look at GJ. I mean, done exactly what we want now. Done exactly what we fucking want. I mean, this trade was very close to come in. That would have been so nice. 10 to 1. Yeah, exactly what we want though, boys. Can't complain at all. Cannot complain at all. As we said, got this monthly CRT where we got this candle high. So this candle low was swept. It should be on this candle high really. But yeah, this candle low was swept. So you can see we had the CRT candle there. So we wanted price to rally up into the high, which is what we've done. If we look on the weekly, again you can see we're just coming off of this monthly internal order block to this monthly high. So we're still doing that now, but nicely we've made about 1,500 pips progress off that. So yeah, this just shows having a monthly bias can really help you. Into the weekly, it's been moving like this very bullishly. So again, bias would be a bullish. Let's get rid of this actually because it's not really relevant anymore. Go down into the daily. Daily again, you can see what we was looking for on the daily, and that is exactly what's come through. Again, we had similarly to what we had on the monthly. So we've got an order block here, but we mainly got the imbalance, right? Fair value gap. Once we mitigate a fair value gap, where do we go? We go to the external high, which is exactly what we've done. Again, this shows having a bias on the monthly, weekly, and daily can make your life so much easier. How easy was that? Literally all I did was look at the monthly. What order block did we last mitigate, or what fair value gap did we last mitigate? This one. Don't have to be confusing. Literally bullish candle, bullish, 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 bearish. Right, so this is my order block. Really doesn't have to be confusing or difficult. So boom, we pick our internal liquidity, and obviously we know our bias is longs. You just got to look at the price. It's clearly longs. So for an uptrend, and we've just taken our internal, that means we're going to rally to our external high. Simple as that. All you got to do is find out an order block, and then you know where we're coming from and what we're going to, which is the most important thing. Next of all, or second of all, on the daily time frame, doing the exact same thing. Where is our order block? Where are our fair value gaps? Fair value gaps even easier because you haven't even got a pick. We've blatantly got one here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles, 6 candles really. Is there a fair value gap? No. Yes, there's one there. Cool. So that's our internal liquidity. Mark out our internal. Once we come off the internal, where should we go? We should go to the external high. obviously, which is in line with our higher time frame being our monthly as well. So remember, our monthly, we also want to trade from this all the way up to this, right? And this is just part of it. This move here is just part of it. You can see this little distribution here is just part of this big, massive distribution up here. And you can see internal, external, internal, external, internal, external, internal. You can see it playing out time and time again. Internal, fair value gap, external high. See it playing out over and over again. So yeah, you ideally want to be getting in longs in GJ. I'm not going to lie. That would be the ideal scenario. All the CRT's really been completed. You couldn't really consider this to be CRT because the candle's just open. But we'll leave this here just to see. I mean, yeah, we're seeing big rejection. We are seeing big, nice rejection. So it could be time for a bit of a sell-off. But it's very much predicting. There's no evidence just yet. So daily CRT forming, 4 hour CRT forming, but nothing actually concrete just yet. Yeah, this is the thing about trading the AG session. We don't want a massive reversal anywhere. We can have a reversal down to there, and then price can just continue. So, with that being said, we are very bearish, but the rejection on the daily and the 4 hour, although it's a bit premature, it is looking nice to the downside, and we're only looking for the Asia low anyway. So yeah, I'll be not totally against shorting. Obviously, got this 1 hour fair value gap, which is a little bit concerning though. Remember, it's sitting just below the daily true open. So if we want to get, we're in a very strong uptrend. If we want to get in discounted entries for longs, the DTO is going to be the perfect point. So yeah, be aware. Now at that point, so let's see what happens. We're going to go on the 30 min, see what's actually been inverted. $30 min, still trying to mitigate this. $15 minute again, mitigating. Haven't inverted anything yet. Still haven't inverted anything. Yeah, not inverted anything. We can see sort of what went on with this accumulation. You see this breaker block being mitigated. It's basically how breaker blocks works, chat, if you don't know, is when we've taken the Asia high already. We've taken the Asia high already. We want to come down, but we can't because there's still too many people looking for shorts. There's still too many people in the trade. So that's why we go for that extra last little grab. The market will push up. Oh, I don't know where my drawings have gone. It's lagging, so my drawings aren't showing up, which is really not helpful. But yeah, so we take that extra high. And then you want to look for the point that we actually used to get into the high. To get past the high, rather. So, institutions, they're ready to sell. But what do they do here with this candle? This last black candle before we went bullish. It buys. So the institutions put in buyers here. So let me get my little buyer thing out. So they're getting buyers here. I know it's not really the best thing to use. The icons. So they get into buyers here, sorry. So they get into buyers here. Once they get into buyers, that then stops out. I'll use this, that's a bit cleaner. They then stop out all the early sellers. So now all the sellers are stopped out and the institutions are now up here. However, remember, they're up here, they're intending to sell, but they've already got open buy positions on. So remember, they have to close these buy positions before, obviously, the market's all the way down here. Because once the market's down here, this buy position's now in drawdown, right? This is in drawdown, right? The sell might be in profit, but the buy, remember, they're still in that buy, right? So that's going to be in drawdown. So what do? Well, they return price. So let's say they get into sells there. So now they've got into their sells. Now it's up here. Boom. And now what they're going to do, once they've got into sells, obviously price starts melting because they're the ones that control the market. So price then starts melting. However, notice the accumulation we get around here. The reason we've accumulated around here is because, as we said, so they're in two trades right now. At this point here, they're in two trades. They're in a buy and they're in a sell, right? Now, they know the market's going to go lower, so they want to get out of this buy as soon as they can. They want to get out of this buy. So what do? They wait till price is roughly at their entry. So this is clearly the point of entry. You can see this breaker block here. This is where they actually entered these longs. So at this point here, this accumulation, this is just them getting out of those longs. They're just getting out of those long positions. The institutions are getting out of those longs. So they are now out of those longs. And then you can see now the market can fall freely and the market can move as it wanted. That's what's happening there. That's what we're seeing within this little bunch of price action. That's why we had the accumulation there. That's why we went for an extra grab. That's why we fell. Like, if you're wondering, why did we just randomly accumulate for no reason for like 15 minutes and then go nowhere but fall? That's why, because they're exiting their long positions that they used to manipulate. So now they're only in this and they're laughing. So their long position would have looked like this. Obviously, they would have got out at pretty much break even. So if you're looking at their arrow, the arrow probably would have been like this. So they got in there and then they closed there. So it would have been a break even trade for them, which is what they want. Break even trade. You can see, get out, they all exit. You can see it's so obvious. We get back down to the entry where they manipulated. And then we start rallying up. This little rally is just them exiting their longs. That's all it is. Exiting their longs and loading up on shorts, and then bomb. Why wouldn't they just get out of the top? Because the reason they do it is for liquidity, bro. Remember, at the top they pretty much are. So by selling, remember boys, when you get out of a buy position, all you're doing is selling it back to the market. That's all you're doing. There's no like you're not closing the trade. Like, it's different to placing a bet. You're just selling it back to the market. It's the equivalent of you bought a brick of gold here, and then when it's here, in order to get out of your trade, you can't just get out of your trade and chuck the gold out your window. In order to get out of the gold buy, you have to sell your gold back to someone. But obviously, 21st century, you don't go outside and sell it to your neighbour. You sell it back to the market, right? So that is essentially what they've done here. They have done that. They've sold, but they intend to keep these cells open, right? They want to keep these cells open. So they're not going to sell here just to get out of their long positions, because then what's the point? Then they've bought up to here and then closed the position there. And now they're not even in the original trade, which is that big sell that they wanted to be in, right? Starting to lag. Yeah, we've just filled this imbalance now, so let's see if we can. I'll be honest, it does look a little bit likely to me that we'll move up, but it's going to be an interesting bit of price to see. Let me know, anyone who's entering in on this. Let me know. I'm not going to be entering, but it's going to be interesting to see, because I'll be real. I can see this going either way. This long setup does look really nice though. I won't lie. The RR is decent as well. See if we retap that order block, you're probably getting like that. But yeah, the RR is really nice. So if you didn't get in there, you're going to get a slightly worse entry, but on the 1 minute, let's see if we get any displacement on the 1 minute. So you can see the order flow sort of flipping a little bit. You can see, what do we have here? We've got a little fair value gap. What do we do? Trade through it. I'm going to make this a little bit brighter. We've got actually, yes, why not? Actually, fuck that. So we've got a fair value gap here. Only a small one. You can see price came up, disrespected it, retested it, and then moved off. But now we're at the actual significant fair value gap, which is this big one here. Dash got things in plan to kind of. Right, let me read the chat because I ain't read the chat in a minute. Everyone drop a like on the stream, boys. If you like these streams, make sure you drop a like. If we don't get 50 streams, I'm never coming live again. And I'm going to move to Hawaii and I'm just going to buy loads of jet skis and paragliders, liquidate everything, and just start like a beach activities business in Hawaii. Drink pina coladas all day. But if we hit 50k likes, I won't do that massive U-turn on my whole life. So my life is pretty much in your hands, boys. I don't know about selling GJ longs. Rejecting off the detail looks like longs to me. With GJ, if the 1 hour inverses, we could be shorting. Yeah, the 1 hour would be a lot nicer to inverse. We've got 5 minutes left, so it's really nice that it's only 5 minutes away. What's your setup on EU, Luke? I'll show you in a sec, bro. Hit a 128 EU this morning, fair play. You think Asia low still possible on GJ, then continue to the move up? It's possible. It's not impossible. Definitely not impossible. I mean, we've closed above this now. We've closed above this now. So you could get in that. For me, this is going to be a little bit of a risky one. Mainly because I can see us re-tapping into this order block. Potentially re-tapping and going higher again. I'll be honest, boys. I can see us definitely coming higher. And the RR on that is nice as fuck. How many likes we on this stream? Let's see. I just saw 1 like. Surely not. Surely got more than 1 like. 14 likes. Everyone drop a like on this stream, boys. What do you mean 14 likes? I've had 14 comments in the last 2 minutes. You man want to comment but not like it, yes? Say nothing. Say nothing, innit? Say nothing. Yeah, let me know any other pairs though. Let's check UJ again. Yeah, obviously for this one, I'd much more rather enter off of the retap like this. Your RR is going to be a lot nicer. But if you want to be a degen and get in here, I ain't going to stop ya. I ain't going to stop ya, but just be aware it's a very risky position. It's a very risky position. 14 likes, 22 to be fair. Big up to the 8 people that like that. Big up. Big up everyone who dropped a like. Big up everyone who's commenting. Big up everyone who's here. See how this one does. On the hourly, we've got 40 seconds left of the hour. So if we close above this fair value gap here, it's looking like a pretty nice fill, and we really should be moving up. If we close below, then it's not below that. If we close below that, then it's looking like potential shorts. It could go either way, boys. I'm not gonna lie, it could go either fucking way here. It's actually quite fun to watch. We've got 20 seconds left. Boys. Let's see if we can close above that grey line, or if we're gonna disrespect the fair value gap. Nice. Nice hourly close. Nice, very nice hourly close there, boys. Very nice. Let me read the chat. GJ buys off DTO, DXY, and yeah, comment again if I missed it, boys. I don't know about selling GJ longs. Yeah, a lot of people was asking for GJ, so let's see how this one does. Hit a 1 to 8 this morning on EU, lovely, bro. Oh wait, I've already read these. EJ. Yeah, we're just just accumulating really. Again, GJ is very bullish, so shorting it is at your own risk. Just re-tapped into this. Let's see how this one does. Again, chat, I'm not getting into this one myself. Just looking at GJ because the chat's looking at it. Probably should tell the Discord that. Just updating the Discord real quick, boys. This ain't part of your strategy though. Oh wait, let me read the chat. Look, with higher time frame internals, do you need to wait 50% to be hit or not really? Yeah, ideally you do, bro. At least 50%. You do, ideally. You just want to see price interacting with that desired POI. Yeah, bear in mind you can tell if we've mitigated it as well. If you ever want to just be sure, you can go on the lower time frame and look at your inversions. For example, if we look at EU, you can see we didn't really tap, like we tapped into this, but not really. Well, it's I said a half-hour one. We can see we tapped into it, but not really. So how do we know if we actually do want to reject off it, or if we do want to come lower, at least to the 50%? Well, you can go on the lower time frame and check the reactions, see if we've got any inversions. So if we go on the 15, we've got no inversions. We go on the 5, we go on the 5 minute. Or even the 5 minute. Go on the 5 minute, we tapped him, and you can see we started disrespecting bearish order flow, right? We closed above and rejected. So that shows us that, yeah, normally we would want to come in deeper, but right now we don't want to. Reason being is because we've inverted. We've inverted the fair value gap already, so there's no need. Thoughts on you, Jay? I'll be real, JPY pairs are a bit iffy this morning. They're giving like 2 different biases. giving two different biases. See how this one does. I expect this one to tap the order block again, which is probably going to cook us, but we'll see anyway. It's probably just going to move slow, to be fair. It's 10 o'clock. Thoughts on you, Jay? Should you take a good trade if it's not part of your strategy? Nah, bro. Because remember, it's just your mind telling you it's a good trade. This is why I'm not getting in this GJ trade. This is why I'm not getting in this GJ trade. Because my mind's telling me it's a good trade. But it's not my it's not my strategy. So why am I going to bother getting in? It's looking like it's going to get cooked anyway. See what people are saying. Yeah, any other pairs you man want, let me know. Who see Epping yesterday, bruv? Who saw Epping? Bear in mind that's bare near to me. Bro, what is this? Epping, call it what it is. Far right radicalisation. Mate, I'm not being funny. There was... Let me actually do some research. Let me do some research here. Let's see if it really was far right. So Epping has a okay, cool. Let's do some quick maths. Foreign members of far right groups, bro. Bro, fuck the BBC in it. What do you mean 400? For a start, it was more than that. What, 400 people, bro. Let me show you in it. Let me just show you. Gee, fuck it. I ain't gonna show you, but 400 people. Are they taking a piss? Alright, nice. We're at a little bit of profit. If you got into this one, you deserve a TP. I'll be real, because you got bigger balls than me. Got bigger balls than me if you're in this one, so I'm hoping you get the TP. 1 min pre-break on a U, might come back to the DTO. Hopefully we can close above the DTO. I mean, the hourly's given us that decent close. It's just if we want to take that low and come high. We've sort of suffocated ourselves with the stop loss. I'll be a lot more confident if the trade was like this. Because then you've obviously got a lot better, a lot more to come into, a lot bigger stop loss, but yeah. We should really at least test this imbalance here. Man, I can't believe that. Man said 400 people from the far right, bruv. There was literally young girls there and mums. There was no ballies. People weren't wearing ballies. It was just the community coming out. There was no, like, I know there was fucking people smashing stuff up, but you can't call that far right, bro. That was pure community coming out. There was women there. There was kids there. Do you know what I mean? There was families there. There was old people there. No ballies. People weren't running around in ballies. People weren't waving Israel flag. It wasn't none of that. It wasn't no political shit, bro. It was purely just families with England flags and stuff like that, just making their voices heard. Obviously, you can't be smashing up Fed cars and that. Like, what do you expect? But just because a few people smashed up Fed cars, bruv, does not mean that fucking everyone there is. It was more than hundreds as well, bruv. I'll tell you that. It was fucking it was loads more than hundreds. It was thousands was there. I weren't there, by the way. Just before you think I was there, I weren't there. Yes to trees. Just look at these look at these people, bro. And they're all old, man. They're all old. Eppin says, yes to trans, yes to trees. That's got nothing to do with what we're doing, by the way. You stupid, like. Yes to trans, yes to trees. What struggle do you reckon this fucking woman has in her life? What struggle does this fucking woman... Look at her having a little... Look, bruv. This shows how much time they've got on their hands. These people, fair enough, they've just bought the sign off the internet. This bird has made her own sign, hand-drawn her own sign, printed it out, drawn little pictures on there that no one cares about. Written, Eppin says, yes to trans, yet drawn a little diagram, little everything. Drawn it on her blackboard, even put a boulder on it, put the tape around on the bottom, got her fag out. Like, bruv, really? You're unemployed, you're retired, you're unemployed, like, and, oh mate, people like this piss me off. You got way too much time on your hands, way too much time. These lot, I don't really agree with their opinions. Well, obviously, like, refugees welcome, stop the far right. Everyone agrees with that, but it's not really what they're saying. But these lot, fair enough. This bird, annoying, bruv. It's like bringing an England flag to an Arsenal game. Like, it's not why we're here, girl, is it? They're all paid too, bro. They're not even paid, bruv. They're just losers, innit? They're just losers, and they're all old people. That's what annoys me, bruv. It's all old people that they're not affected by anything that goes on. It's all like fun and games for them. It doesn't matter. They just sit in their armchair all day. Don't even leave the house unless it's for a protest. Like, that's normal in Kenya. Every Thursday, people go on the streets. Yeah, I bet Kenya's got some mad stuff popping off. Some mad stuff. Yeah, let's try and test this this fair value gap here. A 65-year-old man from Harlow was arrested. For what? Oh, to be fair, they were smashing stuff up, weren't they? I don't believe that, bro. How many... why does it say 400? It was more than 400 people, I'm sure of it. But anyway, so cool. What is the voting age like? Bro, just give me a percentage so I can do some maths here, bro. Just tell me a rough estimate, bro. Mate. Bro, someone give me an AI that I can use quickly. Fuck's sake, why is this so long? Chat GPT. We're going to do some digging here. We're going to do some serious digging as we approach this fair value gap. As we approach this fair value gap, I'm about to disprove the narrative. Let me cook, by the way. Let me cook. Let me cook. Is it really that hard? Okay, 70%, alright, can vote. So, let's assume that out of 12,000 people, 12,000 people. Let me do the calculator so you lot can see. So 12,000 times 0.7, that's 70%. So 8,400. They reckon there was 400 people there. So 8,400 divided by 400, 21. So they think that one, at least, because that's just the people who turned up. So they basically think that's just the person who turned up. So they essentially think even half of that. So they essentially think that 1 in 10 people in Epping is far right. It's just disrespectful at some points. Like, it's just disrespectful, bruv, to areas. You can't be saying that, bruv. It's actually bare disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. Because look, they're saying, yeah, 400 man went to the protest, right? Which is out of what? How many people could vote again? Out of 0.7, 12,000. So out of 12,000 people, 8,400 can vote, so are eligible to be far right. And they think that 400 of them turned up there. So they essentially think about 1 in 10. It would be 1 in 20 with those numbers, but you've got to assume half went and half stayed at home. So they think that 1 in 10 people in Epping is far right. How dare they disrespect? How are they going to continuously disrespect these areas? How are they going to continuously do it? And let me show you, man, something as well, bruv. Actually, I'll chill out a bit. I just think it's bang out of order, bruv. Like, I don't really... It's just the government's response, bruv. You can't just be disrespecting areas like that. Basically saying that, like, in your average group of mates in Epping, at least one of you's far right. Like, bruv, how dare they how dare they keep doing this to us? How dare they? For real, boys. It's the government response that pisses me off, bro. I'm not overly... Look, the migrant hotel thing's stupid. Shouldn't really be one there. But the main thing is their response to it, bruv. You can't respond every time and just say people are far right. They don't see it as disrespect, bruv. Where's fucking Keir Starmer from, mate? Do you reckon if it happened in Keir Starmer's constituency, he'd say that they're all far right? Or do you reckon then he'd finally be like, oh, actually, no, it's because it's one of them. Wait, watch when it happens in fucking... Oh, mate. Watch when it happens in Surrey, innit? Or when it happens in Knights or Kensington. Or Chelsea. Watch when it happens there, innit? I guarantee you if it happened in Surrey, you would hear, oh, they'll actually do something about it. Because it's one of these areas, one of these smaller areas, they're able to say, yeah, it's calm. That area is just fucking filled with far right people. They're fucking not. In that process, there's probably about 10, 20 people that were far right. I only saw about 5 people with ballies on and England flags and all that. It's the only people I saw with ballies on. Doing pretty well on this one, though. Let me know what we're saying in the chat. One and a half far up right now. It's actually bare low-key annoyed me that they've described that our protesters far right, bruv. Epping, It's bare annoying, bro. They never addressed the issue either. Like, boys, a geezer was in the country for 8 days. Bruv, accept some fucking accountability, man. Honestly, bruv. Honestly, mate. There's no accountability. Either take accountability or call people racist. Or let's just call people racist. Geezer was in the UK for 8 days. The UK for 8 days. And he sexually harassed someone. A schoolgirl on a high street. You've let someone come into the country. If it was legal and they let someone come in legally and they done that, that's even worse, arguably, because then they would have went through the checks and you still let them in. Mate, regardless of if it's an immigrant thing or not, you've got to admit that it's a failure on your part. You've let someone into the country that's committed a serious crime within a week of being there. It's got nothing to do with any race or any immigration or any nothing like that. It's a government failure. The government have failed. They're not doing their due diligence. I guarantee you Keir Starmer wouldn't let someone, if he starts a company, I guarantee you he wouldn't let someone in his government without being checked. He wouldn't let anyone work for his company without being checked. I guarantee you of that. I guarantee you. But when it's our country and he's in charge but it's running on the taxpayer, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to him. It's not him that's got to pick up the slack, it's the taxpayer. And realistically, we can't blame Keir Starmer because the Tories were no better. Anyway, I digress. If you love your country and you want to keep it safe, you're far right. This is what I mean, bro. And it's got to the point where it's not even like a social thing. It's genuinely an economic problem now. I know people that like genuinely have no care for like the race side of it, and they're purely just looking at it from an economic standpoint. Like economically, this just can't go on. Whether they're white, black, green, blue, whatever it is, like we economically can't keep doing it. It doesn't work. It's not how economics works. You can't just spend for nothing to get back. They're all puppets. Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying, bro. We had Boris Johnson could have changed the whole course of it and didn't do anything. That's what I mean. We can't really blame the left or the right, boys. I'll be honest. That's why when people get overly political about it, like, oh, the lefties are doing this, the lefties are doing... Got nothing to do with the lefties, mate. The Tories were no better. The Tories were in charge for 12 years. Keir Starmer's only been in charge for a year and a half. Like...
South London is all good and what does it mean to be British for you? So obviously, like me being British, yeah, it's all good and yeah, because obviously like I was born here, born in this country in 1997, the 26th of November 1997, and to me, yeah, it's South London is my home in it, and obviously Stockwell.
Right, we're in charge, so I should stop lagging if it was lagging a bit.
Stockwell, Clapham, Brixton as well is my home as well. What about Britain? Oh, Britain. Yeah, Britain's my home, innit? You like it? Yeah. Since 27 years on this earth, yeah. It's been amazing, yeah. And obviously, the things have changed for good. I'm gonna name some British legends from history, and I want you to respond. What do you think of them? Alfred the Great, Winston Churchill, Lord Nelson, the Duke of Wellington. What do you think of these people? Oh, well, what I will say about these people is, you know, they're just doing what they gotta do, you know. What do you think are British values? British values, it's a tricky one still. It's a tricky one, innit? British values, yeah.
Just replying to the Discord, boys.
What does it mean to be British?
All them news stations don't help as well. I suppose, like, at least you're one side of the aisle, but... If you ever want to know if someone's got a small brain, just know if they listen to LBC or GB News, they're just brainwashed in it. Left or right, mate. If you watch that shite. Sorry if I'm lagging, boys. I'm just updating the Discord real quick. 75 man in there. What we saying, boys? $75 man. Why's the comments dead though? Someone comment something, bruh. Someone drop some comments. Change the subject if you want, innit? I know I'm lagging a bit, boys, but I'll try to sort it as best I can. We really want, for the next 5 minutes, we want to close above this imbalance. If we can close above, that will be lovely. Nice. Alright, let's hopefully close above now. If you're entering shorts, this is your time. This is your time to get in shorts, boys, if you are. Fuck, I'm gonna have to update the Discord again. Obviously, it's a Friday trade, so I'm just updating him a little bit more than usual on this one, boys, just so people know the pattern. Bit more of a risky one as well, so. Update it one more time. Yeah, chat, let me know any other pairs you man want to see though, what you're looking at. UJ still valid. Let's have a look at UJ. Yeah, UJ still valid if that's your bias. It's just a bit of a risky one, man, because as I said, really what we should do is take this high and then move down, because we're just accumulating within this period here. We're in the premium, accumulating in the premium, so we are expecting sells, but only once something significant's been swept. We've swept this high and the Asia high, which is why we're sort of valid. But yeah, not the best trade, I'll be real. But you can get into there if you want. If you want to get in, you can get in. It still was as valid as it was half hour ago, do you know what I mean? Hopefully we hit that 200 price point on GJ. GJ moving nice, Justine. Who's getting in UJ? Let me know who's getting in UJ. I'm in UJ for short since the top. Nice, bro. Nice. Coming up a bit now to this fair value gap, this 30-minute fair value gap. Right, we've got 2 minutes left, boys. It'll be really, really nice if we can close above. It'll be really nice. I'm currently running 2.5R up in the Signal group on a Friday. You can't complain at that whatsoever. Can't complain at that at all, boys. 2.5R in prof. How many pips was this stop loss? 6 pip stop. Yeah, so we want to close above. This is the main thing. I'm going to now draw it as a line just so we can be precise with it. Want to close above this. So let's wait and see, boys. We've got a minute and a half. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen. Minute and a half. Nah, I never really trade DAX or, nah. We do look at them. If you want me to have a look, let me know your bias. I can have a look at them. I obviously know what they are and that. I do actually, I used to like the DAX, innit? I used to not mind the DAX, but this was years ago when I was sort of first starting trading. Less than a minute left. Let's hope we can close nicely. Hopefully at the 200 price point. Oh yeah, that 200 will be lovely. That psychological level will be beautiful. "17 seconds. Unless we have a peak rejection, we should get that nice close. Let's go." Let's go. Looks like we're going to get that close. We've got 2 seconds. Boom. Let's go, chat. Nice close. Trust me, Dean. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go, brother. See, they lowered the voting age as well. What a terrible idea that was. Keir Starmer just clinging at any excuse. Mate, democracy is a lie mush. Brother just got him. It's actually so funny. Bro just got elected and just started cheating. Mate, honestly, bro. I used to defend Keir Starmer. Not defend him, but a lot of my mates obviously right wing, and I used to be like, bruv, he's not that bad. You're just fucking so biased. He's not actually done anything that bad. Like, you just watch the wrong stuff and you just brainwashed. But now it's fair to say he's a prick. He's a prick, mate. Can't just lower the voting age because it gets you more votes. Like, bruv, what is this about? No one thinks that 16 or 17-year-olds should get the vote. No one does. Not a soul does. Even 16 to fucking 17-year-olds said they shouldn't. I remember we did a vote in our school about if we should have 16 to 17-year-olds allowed to vote, and we unanimously agreed that we shouldn't. And that was everyone who was 16 or 17 in the school voting. Probably about 300 people, 200 people. Bro, you taking UJ? Nah, bro. Won't be taking UJ. Won't be taking this. If we can start closing above this breaker as well, that'd be nice. Let's use the breaker block. Hopefully we can come out the top of it. No, I'm not taking UJ, bro. Hamza, I'm not taking UJ, bro. What are you saying though, chat? I might jump off in a minute and just let this one play out. Listen, if you want to see any other truck, to be fair, no one's really looking at anything else, are they? Thoughts on EU? Let's have a look at EU. UJ. Just accumulating, bro, at this high. Probably going to come down, feel this imbalance and go higher. Same with GU. Feel this imbalance and go higher. If we look at the DXY, it's pretty much the same. Got that imbalance there. Pretty come into this order block or this imbalance. And go lower. Yeah, nice. We caught about 20 pips on a Friday on a pair I don't even trade. So yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, these candles have been nice to us as well. Not a single bearish candle. I can imagine one's coming soon. Anyway, yeah, boys, appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for the likes, comments, shares, subscribes, all of that. Be back live on Monday, same time. Well, a bit earlier, actually. I'll be live at Monday at 8, so make sure you're there. Going to be a sick week. Hopefully everyone learned a lot this week. As I said, it's going to be a learning curve this week because we got news Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We survived it. We made money. We made profit. We made money in the mentorship, in the signals, and on live, and personally. So, yeah, great week all round. Great learning, great results. So, yeah, W week all round, boys. Appreciate you tuning in. And as I said, I'll catch you on Monday, boys. If you want to get in the mentoring, signals, or get a challenge passed, or one-to-one mentoring, then send me a DM with any of that. Easiest to message me on Discord, boys. My name on Discord is Louis. You'll see my name in gold when you join. So just send me a message, let me know what you want, and yeah, we can have a chat about it, or jump on a call or something. Big up to everyone, boys. Have a good rest of your Friday, and I'll catch you in the next one. Sweet.